Hey folks, Jeff of World Class Bullshitters here. Just wanted to let you know about Incarnate Studios. You haven't heard of them? Well, they help sponsor the show and keep us afloat. They make really great t-shirts, like Shitbusters, which is the official protest shirt of the 2016 farce. They also got Donald Trump, blow hard, and Hillary Clinton, blow hard too, blow harder. Poo and politics not your thing? They got shirts from video games, TV shows, movies, horror, and the best part is, they add new shirts twice a week, so keep checking back to see what's coming next. IncarnateStudios.com. And don't forget the hyphen. Since we last met, we've gained over 300 new subscribers. To that giant chunk of the new audience, welcome to World Class Bullshitters. I'd love to give you all a shout out, but that would take all night. Just so you know, you're in for a journey into insanity. To the rest of our listeners, welcome to episode 33. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is...
Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Dan here.
Who else?
I am Dustin. I like my coffee like I like my females. Not a day over 18. Trump 2016.
Reporting live from Nakatomi Plaza, I am Eric Louderback.
What floor are you on?
The 69th floor.
Okay. Well, when they blow the roof, just be prepared to jump.
I will.
Was that an innuendo?
What?
Is that an innuendo? 69th? Blow it?
Yep. You bet it was.
It's World Class Bullshitters humor.
And I am the Dr. Phil. Fuck Hillary Clinton.
Like, do you want to?
No, like that bitch needs to die.
Time out. I would just like to say that younger Hillary Clinton, like when she was in her 20s, was smoking fucking hot.
Well, that's why Bill got with her, of course.
I think he knew what he was getting into and all the trouble she could get him out of. So it was more of
It was a business relationship.
It was like one of those, how can I help myself?
Honey, you can blow or get blown by whoever you want. I'll bail you out. Just let me be president later.
Skiddly deep bop, no thanks, Hillary.
Deal. You got it. Can I be president first?
Sure.
Can I be Hillary? Whoa!
Well, guys, the word for this week's show is Ghostbusters. The film is finally upon us. I reviewed it, and you can hear that rant. But this week's show, and I know, isn't a review. Nah, it's just too much to relive. Instead, we're going to cover the hypocrisy of these progressive critics, in quotation marks, giving this film a pass because of politics instead of merit. But before we get into that, let's talk about this week's news, because next week, it's irrelevant. Who has news to share?
I got something.
All right, what do you got?
All right. I'm sure everybody by now knows that an app was released last week called Pokemon Go, which, if you are against Pokemon Go, visit our sponsor, incarnate-studios.com, where you can buy a t-shirt that says, "Go Pokemon Go, fuck yourself."
And don't forget the hyphen.
Yes, do not forget the hyphen. Anyway, since the release of Pokemon Go, Pornhub Pokemon searches have spiked up 136%, which means we have some fucking disturbing people in this world.
I saw that on Pornhub today. I saw on the front page Misty sucking someone's dick, who I can only assume to be either Ash or Pikachu.
Probably Pikachu.
Hey, you know what, us Asians, we shower just like the rest of you guys. First we get wet, and then out come the tentacles.
Ooh.
And I think the most disturbing fact about this is 15 of the top 15 countries that look up Pokemon porn are in Latin America, which means we're not even the most disgusting part of it.
God damn it, America. Pick up your fucking slack.
This is why we need Trump to
Fail.
make America great again.
Pretty sure that's not what he had in mind.
Oh.
No, keep those perverts out.
It's disturbing.
It is.
That reminds me, Dan, when I worked at GameStop, somebody traded in a PSP 1000, the original model, and they left a memory card inside of it, and nobody at the store wiped it. So they resold the PSP to a mom and her 7-year-old, and 3 days later it came back. She's like, "It's loaded with Pokemon porn." I was like, "What?" She returned it to the store. There's like all kinds of Pokemon like going in and out of people's vaginas.
Diglett dig, Diglett dig.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask a question. If you had to pick any Pokemon to watch Misty take a dick from, which one would it be and why?
Mr. Mime.
Onyx.
You like manly.
I'm
I'm for Onyx too. I just want to see it go into like a fucking tunnel.
What's the floating jellyfish? Because then you have 8 orifice fillers.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Taurus because who doesn't want to see a bull fuck a bitch?
Oh, no!
Well, he
Shove
went with
Blastoise's tunnel right up inside her and just let it go. Let him just blast that water.
Oh my god, she's dead.
We're actively losing viewers as we speak.
Just stop that shit.
God.
We're sorry that Phil is so vulgar, people.
It's okay, he's a diabetic, they'll understand.
Ugh,
yeah.
I do have to say, though, my fucking Facebook feed has been nothing but Pokemon Go, and I'm really fucking tired of it. It's not cool, it's not hip. I'm so tired of the douchebags that live down the street from me posting, I went out and caught some Pokemon, and it was so cool, it was like reliving the cartoon. Why is that cool? Just answer me that question. What is so cool about holding your phone up and, like, touching the screen and a little character appears?
It's the world we live in, man. People are more invested in, like, fantasy and technology than they are, like, looking at their life objectively. But that's way too deep for this show. Let's have fun. Titty cup vagina.
Hey, look, while we're on the topic of video games, our old friends at Nintendo have actually done something smart for once.
What?
Nintendo is putting the classic 80s NES back in stores. This comes from the Wrap. Nintendo is coming back with a blast from the past, but it's smaller this time. The video game company announced on its Twitter feed Thursday that it's re-releasing a mini version of the NES system. The NES is coming back to stores on November 11th with 30 included games. Now, Dr. Phil, you have a list of those games in front of you, correct?
I do. We're going to go in alphabetical order here. Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2 The Revenge,
That's a good one.
Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Brothers, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden,
Shit.
Pac-Man, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream,
Oh, fuck. I wanted the Mike Tyson version.
Star Tropics.
I don't know what that is.
I played it it was actually a really good game. Super C, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario
Never
Brothers
heard of it.
2, Super Mario Brothers 3,
What
Why
is
are they
that
including
game?
all these no-namers?
Tecmo Bowl, The Legend of Zelda, and
What?
Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link.
Where's Rygar? Where's Russian Attack?
Where's Highlight?
Where's the Goonies 2 and Highlight? Oh.
Dank, rattle, and roll. Love that fucking game.
I played that in college.
Where's Paperboy?
They do?
I actually feel bad that this is happening because I have a friend who invests in, like, cabinets of, like, arcade games.
Mm-hmm.
And he just dropped almost $300 on getting a Ghosts and Goblins cabinet because prior to this is one of the rarest games you can come across to actually play. So he was just last week talking about how pumped up he is. And this,
And that was on this for $60.
I'm sorry.
That's great.
Oh, fuck him up the ass.
Are his initials PW?
No. Oh.
Okay. I mean, he bought a bunch of weird comic books like Fantastic Four.
Oh, true.
So I'm just curious. I mean, I know sometimes the people of your hometown invest in some weird shit.
That's what we do. That's why we're all poor.
How many Pokemon trainers are in your hometown?
You know what? I don't know. I don't do the Pokemon Go. I see a bunch of kids conglomerated in groups along the streets, and sometimes I want to do the old GTA, but...
So we finally have an answer to Dustin's question. If he's going to commit a mass shooting, where would it be? Wherever Pokemon Go people are at.
He assumed I was going to shoot them. I was just going to run them over. Way more humanitarian.
Jesus. This is the final thing I'll bring up about Pokemon Go. I was at the gym yesterday, and I had just run. I was sitting there waiting for my mom, and all of a sudden this lady comes in. Can I catch Pokemon in here? And the guy at the desk goes, sure. And they start having this long discussion about catching Pokemon at Planet Fitness, and I about lost my shit. Fuck you, lady. I hope you don't catch shit, except like the clap. But you have to get fucked for that.
You tell that bitch to get out?
I should have.
You should.
I would love to be at a place and hear somebody just walk in. Can I catch Pokemon here? And anybody working goes, no, fuck off. This is a business.
This is America, not Japan.
No, you're talking about useless Pokemon, Magikarp.
True, but he did evolve into Gyarados.
Yeah, that's not useless at all. That's one of the most important roles he could have.
Evolution. All right, guys, let's keep this shit rolling. Who else has got news?
AIDS.
I have one more thing.
Yes.
They released the 5 movie posters for the Power Rangers movie, and apparently the Yellow Ranger is no longer Asian, she's white.
God
The
damn
black
it.
the Black Ranger is no longer black, he's white.
Is
and
there a
the-
Black Ranger?
And the Blue Ranger is no longer white, he's black.
I saw these posters, and the guy that's playing the Red Ranger actually looks like the Blue Ranger from the show, the real Blue Ranger. I wish they would have just cast people that looked like the old TV actors. I think it's retarded when you do these race swaps.
Would you bring back the whole cast? Would you bring back the original cast and have them do it at this age?
If I could get the Yellow Ranger back because she's dead, yes.
I said you can resurrect one person in history. Are you using it right now to make this Power Rangers movie happen?
No, Chris Farley's coming back. I mean, the Yellow Ranger, the original one, quit the show anyway, so for like half the people, they liked, what's her name? Aisha, and she was shit.
The Blue Ranger, he quit the show too because he was gay, and
They made fun of him.
yeah, they kept riding his ass.
It-
I'm glad Dustin.
This kept getting sounded, man.
Sounds like a perk. He'll take that minimum wage if he gets that.
They kept riding his ass.
I'm laughing on the inside. No, it's just dumb. I think this whole movie idea is fucking dumb. You got Elizabeth Banks is the Green Ranger / Rita Repulsa, who looks like a fucking Fraggle, whatever that thing from Bejeweled is, the green piece from Bejeweled. It looks stupid. The Power Rangers look retarded. Their costumes look like Iron Man. I don't have any interest in this fucking movie. They're like, oh, it's dark. It's for adults and kids. Well, if anything, you should make it for people our age because these kids that are watching Power Rangers aren't watching these Power Rangers. It's all just fucking brand recognition at this point. And like Ghostbusters, the biggest piece of shit in existence right now, it's just a cash grab and it shouldn't be made.
So are we ready as a company, as a channel, to each individually take a vow to never again support any remake financially?
I'll do it right the fuck now. I'll write this down in my notebook. 7/14 to 16, no remakes. I won't spend any money or any time on that piece of shit.
We have Jeff taking the pledge. Can I get anyone else?
You can get the rowdy one taking it right here, Eric Louderback.
I want to hear you say it with your own mouth.
With my own mouth, absolutely. I, Eric Louderback, will not put any money towards any goddamn fucking bullshit remakes on 7/14/16, baby.
Dan?
I, insert my name here, will not put money towards remakes of films, period. And I sign this on, insert this date here.
And Phil, the final one to make us all unified.
Yeah, I guess. I will not put money towards any remakes as of 7/14/16.
I feel like our powers combined are going to create something better than Captain Planet.
What happens when we put our 4 cocks together?
Dustin, I'll answer. Magic.
Fans, if you at home want to take the pledge, let us know in the comment section. Because people always say, you guys bitch, but you're not going to do anything about it. They don't care what you guys do. But what happens when you have a movement of people pledging to no longer support remakes? And in fact, I'm not going to say you have to do this, but you might want to shit on all the remakes that come out in the future and bring more people to the cause. Fuck remakes. Hollywood needs to return to art. It needs to be fucking art, not just entertainment and a cash grab for the PCs and the SJWs, but it needs to be art. You could take this pledge and you could help us change the direction of Hollywood back to where it needs to be. So let us know in the comment section. I'm out of breath, I'm fat.
I feel like there should be a church hymn behind him right now. Just,
Gospel choir type thing. Hallelujah, amen.
It's like Bill Pullman in Independence Day. We will not go quietly into the night. I was getting those goosebumps stuff, so good
Oh,
job.
thank you.
While we're on the topic of bullshit, let's just get it out of the way. This is the final fuck you to Ghostbusters. The movie's out, and it's getting very good reviews somehow. It's only 2 points away from Return of the Jedi. Phil, you had some notes that you were going to bring up about this. Enlighten the listeners.
Well, I went around the interwebs and I read several reviews, and I took the funniest bits out of it and put them all together and made one review itself.
All right.
This unfunny mess hits theaters July 15th. Like a big goopy splat of ectoplasm will no doubt make those naysayers feel vindicated. But the fact is that an estrogen-infused makeover, particularly one with such an uncomedically gifted cast, was a promising idea. Not. Sadly, the inventiveness ended. The high curiosity factor, the stars' popularity, and moviegoers' deep affection for the property should generate decent opening numbers for Sony. But despite the teasing hint of a sequel in the post-end credits, a mention of Zool and a malevolent demon who possessed Sigourney Weaver in Ivan Reitman's 1984 original, the afterlife this time around looks evanescent. Although the new Ghostbusters follows the template of the original by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, the witless script by Feig and his co-writer of The Heat, Katie Dippold, has no juice. What's more surprising is that the curious shortage of chemistry among the 4 leads, 3 of which have been in movies in the past, such as Bridesmaids, which was a big hit. I don't understand why, but it was. It falls flat under the sagging weight of dead air.
And Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah. The concept suffocates comedy at almost every step in this film.
Sounds kinky.
The predecessors of the first film go completely unmentioned. That's the biggest reboot. The biggest problem with this reboot. The 4 leads seem more like female variations of original models that fully formed characters of their own right. The failure to reinvent the leads in any satisfying degree is arguably preferable, however, to the overhaul of the supporting players. While the original movie had Annie Potts' deliciously unflappable Janine Meltnitz, Janine Meltnitz. This time around, the Ghostbusters hire a hunky dolt named Kevin as their assistant, played by Chris Hemsworth, and an irrigating but wooden performance that sucks the comedic energy out of the entire movie, let alone his only scenes. The only reappearing cast member was Blobby, hot dog gorging Slimer, who gets a lady friend in a very Miss Potato Head vein. And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man as well.
He's a balloon.
They only serve as a reminder of the charm that's lacking in the entire movie. Sacrificed to bland effects, laden, bloated, and uninspiring writing, making this a missed opportunity all around. All in all, this film is, in my opinion, should not have ever been made, and stands as an example to the rest of Hollywood. Stop remaking films that don't need to be remade. Matter of fact, don't remake anything. Don't mess with classic movies.
There you go. Now, on the other side, this movie is sitting so high because of shitty progressive reviewers.
Paid off.
To payoffs, yeah, but some of these people are just so embroiled in their politics and their just shitty worldviews that they actually believe this shit. I think deep down, like, they know there's like a shred of humanity left. Like, I know this isn't that good, but I have to for my cause.
It's a false sense of obligation and loyalty.
Yeah, and these reviewers are just fucking it up for everybody because the fact that it's a bad movie and then it's going to get these good reviews just on principle is going to get more shit like this made. It's going to ruin every fucking thing.
That's where our population is right now. I think everyone's crying. The majority is crying out this SJW bullshit anthem. And so now if you're a reviewer and you're making money from ads or from sponsorship or getting paid to review things, you have to stick with the popular narrative because that's your biggest pool of income. And so they're not going to say this movie sucks because right now if you say that, you are instantly labeled a sexist. And you're not going to make money with labels like that, not the kind of money that they want to make. And so it puts them in a position where I know it's garbage, but for my own well-being, I have to promote it and say the right things about it. And it's a really fucked up situation and time that we live in.
I agree. And the only guy I can say that actually has a set of balls right now is Richard Roper, who gave it a shitty 1 out of 4-star review. And ironically, we have 10,000 more views on our review than Richard Roper. So World Class Bullshitters has technically reached more people on YouTube than Richard Roper, which is a first.
Woo!
That's how we've gained fucking 300 and something subscribers in 3 days. It's ridiculous. I'm looking at the numbers right now. 18,526. Holy shit. Thanks to all the new listeners.
I ran the numbers earlier, if you don't mind. And I was just curious because I like patterns and shit. And I saw that in the past 40 days, we have seen a 57% increase of viewership. That number is 500. We're on our way to 900. You go about half that. It took 7 months to get to the number half that. So if you're listening right now, you're joining something that is on the up. And we're glad you're here, honestly. Every one of you, even the ones that call us assholes, whatever you want to call us, we are glad you're listening.
And Dustin, you had just mentioned about the majority has this opinion. I don't think the majority of people have this opinion. Deep down, I feel like a lot of people are either silent and don't give a shit, or they just are afraid to say anything. I think that the vocal minority is what is creating the narrative right now, and that's a problem. The 20,000 people almost that are watching this shit, and we have almost 1,000 thumbs up and only like 100 and something thumbs down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just showing you the percentage of people that support what we say as opposed to the people that don't support what we say. And you know what? I want us to be the voice of that. I'm not going to ever back down or change my opinion. If I think something's bullshit, I'm going to tell you it's bullshit. I'm going to stick with it till the fucking end.
Jeff, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
No matter how big we get, can I still say cunt and kike?
Every day. If you don't say it, I was worried you weren't going to say it until you just said it. If you don't say that on each episode, I'm just never going to upload it.
I just don't want us to ever sell out.
If doesn't say it, I'll say it.
Okay, cool. We'll do like The Rock did. He doesn't sell out. He just got a hand up.
He bought in.
Yeah! It's just an early promise to the listeners. I mean, you guys have been there since the beginning. We're not going to change just because we got double the viewers now. So, does anyone have anything else to add about this Ghostbusters travesty? I'll tell you more about it off air, but...
No, I'm just really impressed with how supportive the commenters on the YouTube channel were. I was really expecting it to be a big shitstorm where you get a bunch of liberals coming in and hurling insults at you. We had a few of those, but compared to the people that have been waiting to hear for something like that, waiting to hear those words in that order, I think it was a great service. You did a great job, Jeff, and I'm really glad that people appreciate truth and not just the media's bullshit.
I never once said anything about them being women or anything. All I did is shit on the fucking director, who's a piece of garbage anyway. I gave an honest opinion about Melissa McCarthy. She's not fucking funny. The minute I didn't like her beforehand, I just never found her funny, but the moment I lost all respect for her and wanted her to just disappear was when she tried to impersonate Chris Farley on that Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary special.
Oh, that was crap.
It was the most offensive thing I've ever seen on TV. Janet Jackson's nipple is all right by me. Bud Dwyer, I don't give a shit about that. But when you fucking try to replicate the magic that was Chris Farley, and you do it so poorly, you should just go fuck yourself and get off TV. Dan, you're not a stand-up comedian or an actor, but you do a much better Chris Farley. Phil, so do you. It's just, it wasn't, Melissa McCarthy is not Saturday Night Live quality. Sadly, the other two in this Ghostbusters, 3 of them are from SNL. Melissa McCarthy is the worst offender in this movie. Leslie Jones, like I said earlier, is a goddamn joke. Kristen Wiig looks sad. And the other one, Kate McKinnon, it's too early to, like, shit on her career. So we'll see what's going on. But
It's never too early.
it's never too early. Is she garbage, Dan?
Yes, she is now.
Melissa McCarthy is fat.
Melissa McCarthy eats too much
Of
garbage.
course, according to the reviews that I was reading, Jeff, she's dull and flat throughout the entire movie. She
Can't be flat. She's too round.
None of her. No, not McCarthy. The other one you mentioned, the one.
Kate McKinnon?
Yeah,
But she actually looks like she gives a shit.
yeah. They said she was the one that seemed to be trying the hardest, but none of her jokes hit and everything fell flat with her.
I feel like she's the one that liked Ghostbusters growing up and took this as like an honor. But I give credit to all these other actors that said no, because you don't fuck with originals, man. I swear to God, if they ever make Back to the Future, someone's gonna fucking pay.
Aren't they making a reboot?
No.
They're.
I read somewhere that they were.
Laddie, that's a full of shit image you saw on Facebook.
Oh.
Back on October 21st, Back to the Future Day, the director and the writer both came out and said they're not remaking the movie. They realize Back to the Future's time has come, so they're not trying to milk it anymore. If you notice, like every year, maybe 1 or 2 pieces of Back to the Future merchandise comes out, and they'll throw it up on Netflix or something. That's how you should treat a franchise. You make all your fucking money, and then you let it ride off respectfully.
True. Very, very true.
The one thing about something like Back to the Future is that it's so I want to say timeless, because even though it comes up with the corniest shit that's in there, and it pokes fun at a car that died every 3 seconds. Yes, I'm talking about you, DeLorean. It's just I just think something like that, if you try and remake what Back to the Future was, you're just doing it in like an injustice of some sort, trying to remake something, and that's what I feel like Ghostbusters is here. It's a true injustice. You had something that for its time, if you guys check out the review that Jeff did, make sure you check it out. You'll hear how positive the reviews were and how original it was at the time. And I feel like this remake, like I said, is nothing but just an injustice to what that art form was.
And what's really pissing me off right now is you got all these fuckers like Movie Bob and these other so-called real critics that are like trying to now discredit the original one. The guy released a fucking video title as Ghostbusters really a franchise. And then another person's trying to say, well, Ghostbusters was always a kids movie. That's what it's for. No, the first Ghostbusters ain't a goddamn kids movie. It may be rated PG because PG-13 didn't exist yet. Gremlins, I think, no. Red Dawn's the first PG-13 film. I think that came out a few months after Ghostbusters. Look at Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That's a PG-rated film, too. I don't consider either of those three films kids' films by any stretch of the imagination. And it just bothers me that you can't give it any kind of credit or give it any props because without taking away from the original. It's stupid. It's bullshit. I can't tolerate that.
And that's why we're pledging to not support remakes anymore. But I have a question about Back to the Future for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
You had to replace one actor in it.
Oh, God.
You had to do your remake. You have to remake it. Gun to your head. Gun to all your friends' heads.
Ooh.
They say you make this fucking remake. You keep the original cast, all of them except for one. Who do you replace and why?
Can I ask one question before I give you an answer?
Absolutely.
Can I just CGI in this new actor, kind of like they did Boba Fett in A New Hope Special Edition?
Is it guaranteed to be top quality CGI?
You will not be able to see a single hint of any green screen. It will look like this actor is on stage every moment.
I'm so sorry, no. What you're going to have to do is get in a DeLorean, travel back to before this movie is made, and at that time of filming, you have to replace one actor. I'm so sorry.
Fine. That's fine. It's Nicolas Cage as Doc Brown.
Tell us the Nick Cage in here. How is he going to change the movie and make it better?
Doc Brown is a crazy old scientist. Nicolas Cage is a crazy old man. It's just life imitating art and art imitating life. It's just, he's not even acting at this point. He's just going to start screaming like, oh, great Scott, the bees, and just random shit like that. And Marty's going to look at him like, what are you smoking, Doc?
He doesn't even need a script.
No, he just shows up. I know time travel.
What did I tell you?
Can I give you my input, Dustin?
On Back to the Future or a different film?
Back to the Future.
Let's hear it.
You said gun to my head, right?
Gun to your head.
Pull the trigger.
But it's also the gun to all your friends' heads, too, I said.
Sorry, guys. Pull the trigger.
You selfish cunt.
It doesn't need to be remade.
It's not going to be remade. We're just talking hypotheticals.
Phil, here we go. Knife to your foot. You have to remake a movie, not Back to the Future, but a different one, using an actor. And try to play it straight. Try to play it legitimate and real and funny. Who would you replace to make the film better?
Samuel L. Jackson as Biff.
The sad part is that after Biff tries to rape Lorraine, the people of Hill Valley are going to take Biff out back and shoot him.
What if that alters the ending, and right after he sees that, he's half and half?
Oh! Then I'll love this movie even more. Dustin, what about you?
Oh, I would take every comedy film ever made, remove every actor, clone Shia LaBeouf, and have him play every single comedic character in the history of mankind simultaneously.
I would love to watch Tommy Boy with Shia LaBeouf driving fat Shia LaBeouf around.
I want Shia LaBeouf to spray fat Shia LaBeouf with water.
And Shia LaBeouf would actually be the little coat that gets ripped.
His butthole's like tissue paper.
Oh, God.
But I don't think any one of you can look me in the puke and tell me that Shia LaBeouf wouldn't improve upon everything ever in the history of ever.
I just want to watch a Ghostbusters remake with Shia LaBeouf as all four Ghostbusters and Puff Marshmallow LaBeouf. He's just walking down the street.
Stay Puff Marshmallow LaBeouf.
That would be a shirt.
That's a shirt.
I am the key master. Are you the gatekeeper? Just do it!
Oh, the key master. The gatekeeper.
Oh my God, Shia LaBeouf is Fletch. Now that would be a
Any movie where he gets decapitated.
Shia LaBeouf is Ace Ventura.
What about Shia LaBeouf as Jesus in Passion of the Christ?
So is he going to get whipped by himself?
Everything. Every character. Mary Magdalene. All of them.
Zack and Mary make a porn starring Shia LaBeouf and Shia LaBeouf.
Oh.
Shia LaBeouf is every person on the Titanic in the Titanic. And he is the Titanic.
He's with his face. He's riding towards the fucking iceberg. Do it! The iceberg's like, do it! And then it sinks.
We need to make these internet videos.
I don't have the time or the resources, but in the future I will.
I'm not a gay man, but if I were, I would jerk off to the Shia LaBeouf motivational video Because I watch right now women that count down and you got to get off right when they get to 0. So can you imagine trying to get off as Shia LaBeouf shouts at you?
Just do it! I'm trying!
I think I'd be flaccid the whole time, but that's just me.
Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Oh, that's just such a disturbing thought, guys.
I'm gonna hold on, Jeff. This might get me kicked off. I'm gonna ruin it. Shia LaBeouf as Axel Foley.
And Eric Lauterbach has left the building.
I jumped off of Nakatomi Plaza already.
No, I mean, if we're doing it, that would be bizarre to watch Lethal Weapon with Shia LaBeouf as both Riggs and Murtaugh.
Shia LaBeouf in blackface. Shia LaBeouf as Uncle Buck.
See, I see Shia LaBeouf taking it. He'd play a black and a white guy, but wear white face to play the white guy. Just to seem progressive.
Shia LaBeouf is Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in Predator.
Now you've crossed the line.
Shia LaBeouf is Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in Jingle All the Way.
Have we play Arnold Schwarzenegger in Junior?
Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop.
You know, we have actually a lot of smart listeners. Sorry to keep interrupting, but I think you guys should let us know down below who you think Shia LaBeouf should play and why, and we'll read the best ones on air next week. Does that sound fair?
Fair. Oh, right. So it is now time for the great pop culture debate. This week, keeping up with the word of the day, Ghostbusters, it is, what is the best film that features one of the stars of Ghostbusters? Now, it doesn't have to be one of the 4 guys. It can be Sigourney Weaver, Rick Moranis, etc. It just has to be... They just have to have starred in Ghostbusters. In usual world-class bullshitters fashion, let's go around the table. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Phil, thank you.
I have chosen Bill Murray.
Okay, why?
Because Bill Murray is one of the greatest iconic comedic actors of our time. He brings wit and charm to every role he's in. He got his start on Saturday Night Live. He earned an Emmy for it. He's been in so many great movies. I tried to Google it earlier. I could not find a bad movie that Bill Murray was in.
Garfield.
Garfield 2.
Yeah, he came back.
Okay, I stand corrected. Well,
you didn't Google hard enough, bro.
He was in Meatballs, Caddyshack, Stripes, Tootsie, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, Scrooged, Groundhog Day, which is one of them.
Tell us what is the best film.
Groundhog Day is, I'd have to say Groundhog Day. It's one of my favorites.
Directed by Harold Ramis, I believe.
I mean, but even with, he's just done cameos and appearances in movies like Zombieland and Kingpin, Space Jam. Those are all memorable movies.
Yeah, I like all those movies with the exception of Space Jam.
You don't like Space Jam?
I did as a kid, but I went back to watch it as an adult, and I just don't have any emotional connection
Well,
to
that's
it.
why you don't go back and rewatch kids' movies.
I went back to watch The Goonies, and it still holds up, man.
I loved Bill Murray's cameo in Zombieland.
Yeah, that was a great cameo.
That was beautiful.
That's the highlight of the film, in my opinion. Dan, you're a talkative guy tonight. Which Ghostbuster actor did you choose, and which film did you choose?
I went with Mr. Rick Moranis, and the film that I picked is Spaceballs.
Ooh, excellent movie. Tell us why you chose Spaceballs.
Because it is, without a doubt, one of, if not the greatest spoof films ever made. It is a parody of Star Wars. It is classic. Everybody should have seen this movie by now. In fact, I recently just bought it on Blu-ray. I think it's 4K Blu-ray, Phil.
Wonderful. I love 4K.
It also stars John Candy, Bill Pullman, playing
President Bill Pullman?
President Bill Pullman, always. And of course, Mel Brooks, one of the greatest parody directors in history.
Dan, that's your best argument. Of the 33 episodes I think you've been on,
Second best.
What was the first best?
Die Hard 3.
Amazing movie. True. Okay, this is your second best. Good job, man. You really are stepping it up for the new listeners.
I have a reputation to immediately uphold and destroy. So
He's in love with him.
Loudy, would you like to go or would you like me to go?
I would love to go if you wouldn't mind.
Go ahead, sir.
I chose the very underrated Reginald Bell Johnson, a.k.a. Officer Carl Winslow. All right, so in Ghostbusters, the original, he plays a jail guard, if you will. But
what?
Yeah, he plays a police officer. Anyway,
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
When you're done, I got a little story to tell you about this.
Oh, can't wait. So, I have to say, favorite movie that he's in. Well, obviously, I can't choose Family Matters because that's not a movie, but I'm gonna have to go with Die Hard.
Yes.
Was watching some clips from it earlier today, and one of my favorite scenes in there is when he's at the gas station. He's buying all those, I believe it was honey buns that he was buying.
Twinkies.
Twinkies. Thank you. And the guy behind the counter makes a comment like, "Oh, I thought you guys only ate donuts." And he responds, "Oh, these are for the wife." But the one thing of that scene that popped out to me the most was that when that movie came out, regular unleaded gas was 74 cents a gallon.
Oh, God.
Yep.
You were the only one born when that movie came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, Loudy, why is it better than these other movies?
Die Hard?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, granted, it's not a comedy or anything spoofish like what Spaceballs is. I mean, I know it's not a comedy, but it's probably one of the best movies that I've ever seen that I don't own, surprisingly. It's always had one of the best casts for any movie that's ever been made in the 80s.
I agree with you. I was just waiting for you to end it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
I think we all were.
Thanks. We're just gonna put that one out of its misery. Can we get a gunshot in there?
Let's tie that shit to a tree and shoot it. All right. So my choice.
Treatment.
Thank you, Phil. That was the reference. So my choice was Dan Aykroyd. As a kid, he was my favorite Ghostbuster by a mile. I don't know why. I just liked Dan Aykroyd. There was something calming about him. As I've grown up, I found more of his films, and I've loved most of them, and that includes Dr. Detroit. Dan Aykroyd, or Dank, as I've called him by mistake many a times, has the best selections of films to choose from. He's got the Blues Brothers, Tommy Boy, My Girl. So what do I choose? None of those. I'm going with a classic that made me interested in business and suicidal Santa Clauses. That film is Trading Places.
Ooh.
Now, I'd be lying if I said my choice solely relied on Dank. Eddie Murphy's the real reason I love this film, but Dank is a great choice, and he's got some great lines. So, speaking of lines, we got the classic line from Eddie Murphy. He goes, "When I was a kid, if we wanted bubbles, we had to fart in the tub." Or, when he randomly bursts in the fucking room and goes, "Merry New Year!" That's actually changed my life. I don't ever say Happy New Year anymore. Ever. It's Merry Christmas, Merry New Year. Some years I'm even weird about it and say Happy Christmas. It doesn't matter. But the point is, Trading Places has actively changed my life. It is a great movie. It's got a great cast. It's got a great climax. And when you combine those all together, it's one of the greatest comedies ever made and one of the best films of the 80s in general. And that's saying a lot because the 80s was like that last time of creative filmmaking. In the 90s, you kind of had a rehash of old 80s properties, and then in the 2000s it was shit. So I chose Trading Places.
Two things off of there. One, my favorite line from that movie is when it was like right when they trade places with him, and he's they put him in that house and they make him rich, and he's like trying to steal the things. And they're like, no, these are your things. You'd be stealing from yourself.
He just made us $35,000. You want me to break something else? No.
My favorite role he was in was Tommy Boy.
Zelensky.
Yeah, Zelensky. Here, take down a note. Here's a bottle of champagne and a bucket of ice to ice down your marbles. Yours truly, Z.
And then my second thing, kind of build off what you just said before, Jeff, is I feel like between the 80s and 90s, each decade had its thing. For the 80s, it was great films. You had your Spaceballs, your Die Hards, your Trading Places. And then once the 90s hit, like you said, they kind of rehashed. But the 90s had its music. I mean, the 90s was known for that. At least that's how I feel.
Well, the 80s had...
Well, not that the 80s didn't have great music. Don't get me wrong.
I was to say, Thriller?
Dude, hold on. I'm not saying the 80s... dude, you know I love 80s music just as much as you do. But
Oh, do you? Because Jeff never would have said that.
You know what, Dustin? Why don't you go look at some dicks and let me finish talking?
My video chat's off.
Oh, I don't...
Are they white or black ones, Dustin?
I don't know. What is Eric? Is he black or white?
Doesn't matter if I'm black or white.
Easy there, MJ. Now keep going.
But no, I just feel like, I mean, granted, I do love 80s music, and there are some fucking outstanding, songs that came out of the 80s. But I feel like if you were to compare 80s and 90s, there are a lot more people that, especially, I would say, around our age, that are going to say, you know, the 90s had some of the best music. But then again, you're going to get people from all generations that are going to say that their decade of music was the best, or that's going to be better.
Do you firmly believe that when these teenagers that are playing Pokemon Go grow up, they're going to go, man, Drake was a fucking artist? Or do you think they're going to realize they're going to wake up and go, the fuck was I on?
They won't. Nobody ever wants to admit that they were just played for fools.
Oh,
I'll admit that I was wrong about Smash Mouth.
I'll admit that I was wrong about quite a lot of things. If you would have been on my journey with me, I'd say my freshman year of college, like, I found one of my iPods recently. I was listening to some of the music on there, and I was like, what the fuck was I snorting back in fucking 2008? Holy shit. This is awful. Like,
it wasn't cocaine, because you've never had the budget for that.
I know, I've always been broke as fuck. Ugh, but it's like there's this Cleveland rapper named Chip the Ripper who I used to love all of his music, and now I just kind of go back to it and I'm like, the fuck was I thinking? And I like skip through like 99% of the songs.
I think we all have that, and I think we all have that with movies. I mean, Dustin, what's a movie that you used to love and now you're embarrassed to say you
God
like?
damn it! Don't make me say the original RoboCop.
You really embarrassed about it?
I'm not embarrassed. I tried watching it again as an adult, and not even nostalgic. Like a piece of shit.
Hey, compared to the remake and all the sequels, the first RoboCop movie's great.
Yeah, but that's like being the smartest kid in a retard class.
You feel really special.
That's your fucking voice move. You feel really special. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
Dustin, I've actually had a new respect for RoboCop.
The
as of
original?
late. Yeah.
If there's one thing to respect about it, I would say it's the amount of violence that they put on screen, because yeah, the 90s is considered like a violent era, but they really pushed the boundaries with that scene of him getting blown apart bit by bit. I mean, if you make it on Family Guy, you know that you're pop culturally relevant, and that scene is definitely parody. It's memorable.
It's uncomfortable to watch, too.
That's why it's so beautiful.
Dustin, the thing I like about RoboCop the best is the fucking score. That has an awesome theme song. And my favorite line in the whole movie is when Clarence Boddicker walks in on the one executive, he's like, bitches leave! and then blows the guy's house up. I mean, at least he was courteous enough to let the hookers leave. Other than that movie's not too memorable.
You know, I'm gonna fucking watch RoboCop tonight. You made me feel like a jackass.
I'd buy that for $1.
Killer.
We got to do an 80s movie episode. We all have movies from the 80s we love, and I think, realistically, if you compile what came out in the 80s compared to any other decade, no other decade can stand on its legs. I mean, the 60s had the Bond movies, and what else was big in the 60s? The Pink Panther films and a couple other things that have stood the test of time. Then the 70s, you got the original Star Wars, Jaws, Exorcist, but those are few and far between. But then in the 80s, you could go back to like summer of 82, and every week you have E.T., The Thing, you have Blade Runner. These movies were all big classics, and they're all coming out week after week. It's ridiculous to think of it's like an embarrassment of wealth. Oh my god, we have all these great movies.
When is the last period that we had that there was like a decent stretch of films being released of high quality?
People are going to argue that it's right now, but when your fucking biggest movie of the week is a shitty remake of Ghostbusters, and then before that, it's like Secret Life of Pets. I'm not going to listen to this. I don't think the last decade. I mean, 2012 was a solid year for movies. I think it was the last great year in movies. Other than that, I can't think of anything. We're going back. Because look, I just pulled up 2012 for the hell of it. We had Dark Knight Rises, Avengers, Django Unchained, Skyfall, Argo, Zero Dark 30. I didn't see that movie. I can't really comment on it. All those other movies I saw, Prometheus, Wreck-It Ralph, Looper. Those were all awesome. 21 Jump Street. All fucking phenomenal movies. But for every awesome movie you have to sit through a fucking Dark Shadows, or Battleship, or Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Ice Age 4. These are all bullshit movies. I mean, even in the 80s, the shitty movies had some charm to them.
Howard the Duck.
Okay, you finally found one that's complete garbage.
That's the job.
For every Howard the Duck you find, I will find you Total Recall the remake.
Hey, I had to find one that was terrible.
To answer my own question, a movie that I used to love as a kid but I'm embarrassed to watch now probably is a Very Brady sequel. I used to think that movie was so fucking funny. And then I watched it as an adult, and now I'm just like, was I retarded as a child?
Is that the one where they just make fun of the Bradys, basically?
No, that's the first one.
No.
Yeah.
The second one is where Carol Brady's ex-husband comes back and tries to get this horse from her that's worth like $1 million, but you find out it's not her ex-husband. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They make fun of everything about the Bradys, and Greg and Jan fall in love or whatever, and
Marshall, yeah, that's the right movie. It's not good by any stretch, but a fucking nostalgia, man, nostalgia. Dan, what about you?
I'm trying to think of one.
yeah, I'm like trying to think of one really hard too.
Oh no, I got one. I liked The Master of Disguise when it came out, and I watched it a couple months ago and realized how fucking terrible it was.
It looked retarded when it came out.
I
What the
loved
fuck?
Dana Carvey though.
You love Wayne's World.
Dana Carvey's funny. I actually saw some of his stand-up and I loved it.
Okay, barring his stand-up, name 2 Dana Carvey films that are good outside of Wayne's World 1 and 2. See, you can't
Nope.
fucking do it. I can't even do it without. I'm gonna look up Dana Carvey.
Halloween 2.
There you go. There's one, and that's fucking right on the edge of what I consider a good film.
Let's see. This is Spinal Tap.
Is he in that?
Yes.
There you go. Then this is Spinal Tap and Halloween 2 are great movies that Dana Carvey's in. There we go. But Dana Carvey's also in Jack and Jill and Little Nicky.
Yeah.
Okay, Little Nicky was good.
I'm not gonna shit on your opinion.
Popeye's chicken's fucking awesome. I mean, that was cool as a kid.
I liked Reese Witherspoon in that movie because she was hot back in the day.
Did you ever watch the film Wild that came out in the last few years?
Oh, with her?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Is it good?
I mean, you get to finally see her naked. She's got some decent tits, and they have her getting fucked in some scenes. So, if you've ever been curious,
So you're suggesting that the listeners watch it?
if they're into Reese Witherspoon,
I'll be right back.
Oh, well,
Did I hear a zipper?
yes.
I assumed he would use Velcro pants.
Those are the shoes.
No, I'm diabetic, not retarded.
Well,
What's the difference?
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Hey, Loudy, what's your movie that you used to love but you're embarrassed by?
Oh god, movie I used to love but I'm embarrassed by. Jesus.
Is Sex Tape.
Yeah, probably that. No.
Is it a bunch of balls and asshole doing this?
How did you know?
I watched it.
Oh, I thought
His uncle wasn't very gentle in that.
they called it the Gentle Giant, but it was anything but gentle.
Uncle Teddy.
God.
He was a bear of a man.
Buckle up, Teddy.
God damn, I have to think of. I'm trying to think of a movie. I really can't think of one.
The Gridiron Gang.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Really? I've never seen it.
It was. I mean, it has The Rock in it. It's about a prison football team, bunch of kids in juvie, and it stars The Rock, and the entire time, like all of his coach's speeches just sound like he's getting ready to cut a promo, and I'm just waiting for him to say, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking," but it never happened, and it was very fast.
Fascinating. Phil, what about you? What's a movie that you used to love but now you're embarrassed by?
I'm gonna say The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions.
I said pick one.
Huh?
I said pick one.
Well,
I will say in Phil's defense, the first one does end with "to be continued."
yeah, I was kind of pissed about that.
Since Dustin's defending Phil, I'll allow it.
Thank you. Phil.
I'm sure a lot of people like the original Matrix. It was good. To me, it didn't need a sequel, but then, when you're a teenager, they announce a sequel for a movie that you liked, you're like, yeah, I want to fucking see that. So I watched it, and I waited forever because I couldn't see it in theaters because it was rated R. And then when it finally came out, I watched it. And I watched it dozens of times, both of them. And I think it was a couple months ago I saw them on TV, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Why am I watching this? Why do I like this?
I just remember it coming out, and I was like, oh yeah, The Matrix is a good movie. And then I didn't see the sequel because I didn't give a shit. And then I bought it on videotape with Spanish subtitles from a Big Lots for $2. And I still haven't watched the videotape.
Do you have a working VCR?
I do. I have multiple working VCRs. But I also have the Matrix trilogy on DVD. I don't give a shit to watch it because I clearly know it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
What about the flip side, guys? What's a movie you used to not like and now you appreciate?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Dustin, do you have one?
Oh.
Does anyone have one yet?
Fuck.
What's yours, Jeff?
Well, trying to think. Okay, so many of the movies I just liked from upon first viewing. Like, the first time I ever saw Back to the Future, it was amazing, or Star Wars changed my life. A movie that I used to not like, The Big Lebowski. There we go, The Big Lebowski.
Oh, that's a good movie.
I saw it the first time when it came out on tape, so that would have been, 1999? I would have been 11 years old. I didn't really get the humor. And then, now I'm an adult, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Dustin?
I'll go the first Avengers. I remember the first time I saw that in theaters, I did not get why everyone liked it. I kept finding what I perceived at the time to be as flaws and stuff, and then just generally shit on my whole feelings toward it. And I watched it again here a few months ago after one of the podcasts because we were talking about it, and I felt so fucking stupid for not. I did though. I felt so fucking stupid for not seeing what everyone else saw in it, despite all the flaws that I had pointed out. It was still a very entertaining film. And when I stopped playing critic and started playing fan, it was a way better experience.
I remember that you hated it because I saw you a few months after it came out, and Dion and I were so fucking excited for the Avengers. And you're like, no, didn't really like it. And you went into detail and explained it to us, and we just thought you were like either high or stupid.
Oh, whoa. Whoa. Why can't I be both?
You gotta learn to pick and choose. You can't have everything, Dustin. That's the moral of this week's episode.
The more you know.
Rainbow. No, I do remember your original thoughts on it. I was like, man, you're crazy. This movie, that's my favorite theater-going experience ever.
Oh, and that's, again, hearing you say stuff like that is definitely what was like, fine, fuck it, I'll watch it. Because the wife, she collects all of them. She watches them all the time. And I was like, I have no excuse to not give it another chance. And like I said, when I went in and just wanted to be entertained, it delivered on every front. Could have used a few more nipples, but I'll take what I can get.
Oh, yeah, there could have been a Scarlett Johansson dude scene. I'm not going to fucking deny that.
I'm thumbs up on that.
That's not the only thing that's up. But
imagine if Hulk gave her the thumbs up.
have you seen that gif online of the Hulk looking at her, and she looks scared, and then you just see a giant green dick and balls slapping against a tiny ass?
Yeah, I've seen that.
It is amazing, Dustin. It's a real thing, and you gotta watch it.
I definitely will. That's right up my my alley.
Right up hers, too. Dan, what was a movie that you used to not like, but now you respect or love?
Solely because when I was a kid, I watched the cartoon first, and then watched the movie, and I didn't get the movie, and that was Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's so bizarre to hear you say that.
Now I watch the movie, and every time I see the movie, it just brings back happy memories of Michael Keaton being badass as a ghost with the most, baby. And all the quotes and everything, and it's just like, I wanted to punch my 10-year-old self in the face for hating the movie.
Did 10-year-old Dan have the same shitty mustache?
It was actually bigger.
Oh, so the older you get, the less facial hair you can grow.
Yes.
Oh, it's just a condition of asthma.
Yeah. It's an asthma side effect.
Masculine features.
It is.
Could you even come anymore? You're just like, oh, I could do it when I was younger, but the asthma has taken that away.
You have to have one of those breathalyzer things next to you as you're jerking off in case you pass out.
Dan's inhaler. Oh, God, yeah.
That's how you know it's almost done.
Oh my God! What was his name? David Carradine should have gotten asthma. Should have got that high he was looking for.
You did bring it up.
Loudy?
Oh, God, movie that I didn't like, but have grown to like or gain respect for.
Gridiron Gang.
No, not Gridiron Gang. I'll be honest, when I was a kid and I first saw it, I hated Top Gun. But
I still do.
you know what? I like it. I find it, kind of like what Dustin was saying. Once I dropped the whole critic gimmick and just watched it, just for entertainment's sake, it's not that bad of a movie. I enjoy it. It's got, it's got some fairly decent pop culture shit that comes out of it. I don't know.
The homoerotic volleyball scene?
Highway to the Danger Zone.
Take my breath away.
Dance theme song?
Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, Archer always, talks about Danger Zone. If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for Top Gun, Kenny Loggins, we wouldn't have Danger Zone references in Archer. I can't think of a time where I walk up to somebody and, after I, for example, I'll be talking to a customer, I'll be right back. And then after I come back to the first thing I say is, "Talk to me, Goose." It's like literally the first thing I say. And they look at me and they kind of smile. Or they look at me and they're like, "Get the fuck away from me."
That's how you're gonna get fired.
Probably.
Can I add another reason why he's absolutely right about Top Gun being incredible?
Yes.
And we live in the age of technology and CGI. Those fucking aerial dogfight camera shots and the action they captured on actual film using actual jets and human beings is phenomenal. And it's a lost art that you will never see again.
I agree 100%. That's a big problem with movie making. Thankfully, you got your people like Christopher Nolan and some of the newer Bond movies that are trying to bring back practical effects, and it really adds a whole new level of like depth to these movies. It's not like when you watch, like we're gonna go see Star Trek next week. You know, it's just gonna be a bunch of CGI on a screen.
But we're so looking forward to it.
With a gay Captain Sulu.
Hey Dan, fact check. Find out what the budget was for Top Gun, just out of curiosity.
It's more than Beverly Hills Cop.
But I do want to go back to Top Gun. Like, I watched it again recently with my wife just to show her, because when she grew up, her fucking parents had a little chip in their TV, and what it would do would scan closed captioning for swear words or like things like damn and stuff, and it would block out that whole scene that contains the timestamp where the chip scanned it. Isn't that fucking crazy?
The fact that someone invented that technology makes me sad as a human being. That's what I'd do with my DeLorean. I'd go back in time and shoot them in the nuts.
Well, as long as you leave the Führer alone. But that's just crazy to me.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Let's see. Budget for Top Gun is $15 million, and the box office made off of it was $356.8 million.
And that was what year that movie came out?
86.
Gee, so that's
It made
not that.
28 and a half times as much as its budget.
There you go. It had the need for speed, obviously.
Well, Dustin, when you bring up Top Gun, I'm a big 80s guy. That is the one popular 80s film that I watch and go, this sucks.
No, not you.
That's the only popular 80s film.
I have no confidence in Chancellor Hicks.
You made it sound like Jeff just like broke your heart.
No, not you.
No, but Dustin, I've seen tons of 80s movies. Top Gun and fucking Labyrinth are the two that people go on about that I think are garbage.
Oh, I haven't seen Labyrinth, but I assume it's shit because only hipsters like it.
I mean, Jennifer Connelly grows up to be really hot, so...
Yeah, but does she have a double-ended dildo in her ass? If not, I'm not watching.
Point goes to Dustin. I mean, I'm surprised you like Top Gun because you're not the kind of guy that ever would talk about 80s films.
Well, here's why. It's my mom's favorite movie, and I'm a mama's boy.
Oh, you.
Oh, I love my mom.
I love my mom,
What's
too.
wrong with you?
She likes terrible movies, like Dangerous Liaisons, which is a garbage movie.
Garbage.
Don't ever watch it.
It sounds like a Cinemax, like, midnight movie.
It's got tons of nudity in it, but they remade it as Cruel Intentions in 1998,
Ooh.
so if you need the fucking story, just watch Cruel Intentions. And if you can't watch Cruel Intentions, watch Not Another Teen Movie. And if you can't watch that, just go fuck off. You have no excuse. You are dead to me.
Is Beetlejuice streaming anywhere? Dan, can you find out?
I do not think it's on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix. It might be on Amazon.
Because I have Amazon and Hulu, so I would actually like to watch that because that's a film I saw as a child, grew up, and go, why would I watch that again? So I want to see it.
Check out
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen that in like a decade.
But I'm not willing to pay for it. That level of interest, right?
Phil, we can get drunk and watch it.
I think it's on Amazon.
See, Jeff, when we get drunk and watch things, I don't remember them. like your idea of getting drunk and trying to play the Gears of War remastered version, we didn't get very far. We played for like an hour.
I couldn't do it. I literally couldn't see straight because I drank so much so fast.
Jeff, we never got to a save point. I went back and looked. It was at the beginning of the game. We didn't even get to a save point.
Well, that's how you know you did it right.
Yeah. That was an awesome night.
Dustin, back to Beetlejuice, though. I think you definitely need to watch it. Next to Batman, actually, maybe even more so than Batman, it's Michael Keaton's greatest achievement. Every fucking thing about that movie is great. It's got old school effects, stop motion, makeup work. It's funny. It's a little vulgar. It's got a great story. It's not like anything else that exists.
Yeah, I do remember that Daylight Come on Me. That song? I
Yeah,
have that in my head, but that's about it.
That's what I say. That's the only scene that I remember.
that's not even the best scene in my opinion.
I'm sad
That was
from
my
both of these people.
I'm gonna go to Best Buy, see if I can find it on their website.
Yeah, it's like $5 on Blu-ray, dude. Phil, you have no excuse to not watch it. Dustin has kids, so I can respect that.
Thank you.
I just bought a house. I have no money.
Hey, you know what?
Dustin has a house and kids, so suck it down.
Beetlejuice is rated PG though, so
Well, I don't think it's about their kids not wanting to see it. It's just like I don't think Dustin gives a shit enough to watch it.
I
right?
shit to watch it, not to spend money on it.
If you do eventually buy the Blu-ray, you'll enjoy it because not only do you get the movie, but you get multiple episodes of the cartoon, which your kids can enjoy.
Hey, that's cool.
worst comes to worst, I'll mail you the DVD of it I have.
Now I remember the cartoon. I used to watch it every morning when I was getting ready for school.
How old are you? Because that show was on in 1990.
Yeah. 1987. I guess I was watching remakes. It was
Reruns.
First and second grade is when I watched it.
Okay, I just don't remember it being on the air that late. I remember watching it about 90.
It was probably reruns, dude. 'Cause I remember watching it though.
Yeah, it was on Nickelodeon in the 90s.
They had reruns of that thing going for almost like 12 years after they stopped making it.
I just wonder what channel it was on because I'm pissed I didn't watch it.
I remember there was one morning I got my ass beat because my mom was at work when I got up for the school bus. I missed the bus one day because I was watching Beetlejuice. And my mom had to come all the way home and take me to school.
Well, I would have made you miss out on school and then write, I will not watch Beetlejuice like 1,000 times over.
Oh, I did tons of punishments, dude. Trust me.
Oh, okay. I believe you.
This is getting kinky.
Not those kind of punishments.
The fisting of Phil Seitz, topic for another episode.
None.
On a side note, Beetlejuice used to be $70 on DVD, the cartoon. Now it's down to $24.99.
Woo!
Can you make me a promise, Jeff?
What's that?
If this show does come to an end, let's say 240 years from now, we finally decide to hang it up, can the final episode be called The Fisting of Phil Seitz, and it's just an hour-long episode of people detailing their memories of shoving their fist in Phil's ass? And that gets a farewell episode?
Just so you know, I'm not going to be on that episode.
To be fair, Dustin, I almost want to quit the show right now just to make that episode.
Tune in next week, folks, for The Fisting of Phil Seitz. It's our farewell episode. We're glad you joined us.
We will be airing it live on YouTube.
Oh, nobody wants to see that.
Can we do a live audio stream of Phil getting just multiple fist fucked?
God damn it, no.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
What is wrong with you people?
Why are you asking? You should know by now.
Phil, the question is what is right. That's a much shorter list.
That's true.
It's true.
It's damn true.
Nothing.
What
Nothing.
is right? We all hate Ghostbusters. Yay, we got it done.
Yay. I think Phil's kind of upset now.
Yeah, I am. I'm very
Because
disturbed.
he's not really getting fisted.
This is fuck you.
I wish it was the worst episode now.
You know, Dan, you and Phil live really close to each
Damn
other.
it, Dustin, go beat your wife or something.
She's not here.
Fuck.
She's not here. That's the best response ever.
Will she ever be coming back, Dustin?
It depends if she can climb back up the proverbial stairs.
Oh,
We are literally the worst people on the internet.
Oh, man, we
welcome to world class bullshitters.
We were being accused of hating women because we didn't like Ghostbusters, or at least I didn't. And now, well, we've kind of let a cat out of the bag because Dustin's wife is at the bottom of the stairs.
Is there something better than first class trip to hell?
Tripping down the stairs? I don't know. Where's this joke going, Dan?
Yeah.
She does it enough that I think she'd be used to it by now.
Has she ever said thank you afterwards?
Oh, if she ever talked back to me. Anyway,
Oh my god!
Never talk back.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, now I'm even uncomfortable. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, world class bullshitters do not endorse domestic violence.
We do, however, find it funny.
Our first episode with all these listeners, and, well, we went dark. We went really dark. We went Wesley
He
Snipes.
fisted Phil's ass and Dustin shoved his wife down the stairs multiple times.
God damn.
I don't know what's more offensive, Phil's butthole or hitting a
My
woman.
butthole.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because nothing good comes from his butthole.
Nothing good comes from anybody's butthole.
If that's the case, then the double whammy is beating a woman with Phil's butthole.
I should punish my wife by shoving her head up Phil's ass. I've been home with the kids all fucking day, and you forget to bring me a Big Mac? Right up.
We just lost like 200 viewers. Oh,
I love how you're mad it's not a Big Mac.
Was it a Whopper?
Whopper, no onion.
Oh my God! Have you guys been to Burger King in the past few days?
No.
Why?
Not days. Why do you ask?
They have those new Cheetos and macaroni things.
Dude,
Where they,
like 2 weeks ago we were talking about this.
oh my God! I have had 15 of those in the past 3 meals.
Oh my
You mean
God.
like 15 mac and Cheetos or like 15 orders?
No,
15
50
mac and Cheetos. I wish I had orders. Now I feel like a pussy.
I had them once, and they were half of my order was fresh and half of my order was old.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about it, but I've had worse, but I've had better.
So Dustin, how's your hemorrhoids?
Oh God damn it.
Well, you guys want to start closing this episode up, seeing what some of the fan mail has to say and all that other good bullshit?
Yeah, it's bullshit that.
All right. Let's see. Now, for the listeners, I'm not going to read any of the comments on the Ghostbusters video, the newest one, because it has 18,526 views and it has like 120 comments. And to glean the good ones from that would take quite a while. So thank you for all who commented. Thank you for all who subscribed. Start listening to the regular show to be a part of it.
And buy a T-shirt, damn it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You got to be a lot more sly with it and not let them know that we're selling T-shirts to them.
No, I'd rather shove it down their throats.
Okay, the
Or your
awkward silence made me feel like a dick. I thought.
What is this? What is this T-shirt you are mentioning?
Well, I have a Ghostbusters parody t-shirt, which is essentially the Ghostbusters logo as a turd, because that's what this movie is, a fucking piece of shit. There's the fuck Pokemon Go. There's some Donald Trump parody shirts, some Hillary Clinton parody shirts. There's even a Carl Weathers t-shirt. Don't ask me why I made it, but I fucking did, because I love Carl Weathers and he loves you back.
Sure.
In a few years, when this show has exploded, reached, surpassed its potential, all that stuff, I wonder how much this first round of T-shirts is going to be worth. You know what I mean?
Thousands.
You get a world-class bullshitter shirt, one of the vintage ones, it's going to be discontinued, and then when we're big, wow, people are starting to want to buy merchandise, and oh my God, you got one of the originals?
Hey, Justin B6699, our regular listener, that guy has one. He's the first member in the World Class Bullshitters Hall of Fame, and besides the t-shirt, a plaque will be on its way in the mail, so if you want to be a member of our Hall of Fame and be the recipient of such benefits as Justin B6699, grab one of those World Class Bullshitters t-shirts.
Did you really get him a plaque?
Actually, I did.
Outstanding.
It's not like a plaque. I'll tell you guys about it off air, but it's something I'm mailing him as a thank you. Speaking of fans, our first fan, Noah R., is officially back listening to the show. He said, "Holy shit, I come back and there's a t-shirt shop? That's great, guys. You seem to be up too. I have some serious catching up to do now. Oh my God."
You're in for some shit, bro.
I told him, Noah, make sure you catch it before you start college, dude, because
Noah is so fucking cool.
he is.
Wish I could be like Noah.
You know, I'm going to object to Justin B6699. I'm sorry. Yes, awesome. Shows up on all the videos, but Noah was the first. I'd say they both go in the Hall of Fame at the same time.
So this is like a Ric Flair situation, Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen type of deal?
Yep.
Co-headliner.
Why not? That's a hell of a Hall of Fame, those two.
I like it.
I'd vote for
I
him.
second it. Right, they're both in. Noah, welcome to the party, pal. So here we go. A guy named TimeLike01 says Trump may not be the ideal candidate, but he's still better than Hillary. Brian Lape says Disney knew they had a horrible movie with the Jar Jar reboot, so they got in front of it a year in advance by paying reviewers and programming the public. Well, I kind of agree with that too. Let's see what else we got from some of our normal listeners. Mr. Alcazar said, "Okay, episode 7 had its problems, but it can't be worse than the prequels. Jar Jar, Jake Lloyd, the emo acting, the overlong action scenes nearly destroyed Star Wars. Force Awakens was at least watchable, but I got to agree. I don't think they do fill the gap kind of stuff. Somehow having technology that seems more futuristic and out of place. It's jarring. I'm mostly excited for Rogue One because of Vader, and if it's a good filler between episode 7 and 8. Well, Mr. Alcazar, tomorrow you'll know about Rogue One because the trailer drops, and I will have a review out minutes after. Let's see, our buddy Spy Fiction comments with, "Most excited for Rogue One because of Vader. You will be jarred when you see Rogue One and you see what happens to Vader." Does anyone else think Vader's going to be made to look like a bitch in Rogue One?
Probably.
I don't see how you can have Vader and the main character come to blows, and one, realistically not have Vader just slaughter her, but two, I don't see how you tease that in a movie and then not have it where she does get away or get the better of him. They're fucked either way is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think she needs to die. She's not... You can't put her into the original films, so she serves no purpose outside of Rogue One, so just kill her off.
I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to kill her off because Disney's doing the whole, like, look how progressive we are. And then to make Star Wars lead female again and to kill her, people are going to backlash against that. So remember, Disney is making money, and they're trying to follow the narrative that the Twitterverse wants.
I'm putting $5 on her dying.
There's
$5?
Yeah, why?
I'll see your
Phil,
I'll see your $5.
I challenge you to a contest. You say she's gonna die. I say she doesn't. I say loser gets a tattoo of the other one's choosing.
Yeah, not happening. Nope. I'm not. I would never let Dustin ever choose a tattoo. Not for me.
Well, then don't lose. Don't make bets that you're gonna lose.
I made a bet for money. I'm not going to permanently brand myself for you. Not happening.
It's a tattoo, not a brand, dude. Get your shit
Same
straight.
Do you
fucking
care about
thing.
this channel?
Might as well be a brand.
I care about this channel, but I'm not getting a tattoo.
Well, now this is awkward.
Yeah, fuck you.
Wow, impressive.
You ruined it!
My
now.
So the comment section, that's the last week's episode when we talked about Ghostbusters, the Rogue One trailer, and Marvel fucking suck it. By the way, Dustin, if you ever want to see the most hateful part of the internet, go read the comment section of our Iron Man is now a black woman video.
I've visited it once or twice.
I don't even read those anymore. When I get the little notification, I just click the X. I don't even want to deal with that cesspool of hypocrisy.
Well, I've been trying to fight the good fight in there, my friend.
I love how the one guy's like, you two pink whatever. I'm like, I'm not going to say what I actually thought in my head, but I'm like, dude, you're kind of an idiot. We're not both white. And Dustin, you're as tan as I am, even though you're still a white dude.
Right.
How is that possible?
No, I'm a black man at heart, and that hurts me when these people say that I can't say what I want to say. They're telling me as a black man that I can't say that I don't think it's okay for my race to steal white people's characters. You cannot tell me I'm not a black man at heart. I fought the good fight. I've swung low, sweet chariot.
Answer it.
Damn.
Right.
So they're the real fucking racist when they tell me I can't say what I want to say. Holding me down again. Fucking Jim Crow 2.0.
Holy shit.
If I ever want to stop making money from t-shirts, I should make that shirt. Jim Crow 2.0.
You might be surprised because I think we have a very niche following that would throw money at anything like that. And I love them for it. That's the beautiful thing about the internet. You can say what you want to say for every fucking idiotic liberal cunt you have coming on, calling us racist. You have an actual racist, and I appreciate them both. I do.
Look at listeners, if you want a fucking Jim Crow 2.0 shirt, comment below. If we can get 200 comments about it, I'll fucking make it. But until we reach that point, I'm not touching
You know what
that.
you could do? The shirt could be clearly the feathers of a crow, and then you can have the "Hello, my name is," and then Jim.
Oh my god, we're going to hell.
In a handbasket.
We're already there.
Take a look around.
No, but fans, seriously, we're not racist because guess what? We're not all white. So your whole, oh, you guys are just a bunch of white dudes is wrong again.
Yeah, without Dion here, it's pretty bizarre to hear his response, but, you know, whatever. He's busy with his wife on her birthday, so I can't fault him.
You could.
Marriage.
Happy birthday,
Hey,
Dion's
Jeff,
wife.
I was gonna say, isn't it Dustin's wife's birthday too? He's here.
What were you saying, Dion? Dustin,
Dion,
shut up.
wow.
If people aren't catching on to what we're getting at yet, Jeff, what's your dad's name?
Jeff?
And what's your middle name? Jeff, what's your middle name?
Why?
Because I want to show the viewers that keep saying that we're all a bunch of white dudes some evidence. I'm trying to be a
Here's the thing. Go watch our channel trailer. There's pictures of everybody. Pictures of everybody, including Dustin with a porno stash.
Oh, that's my favorite version of Dustin.
For all you race-baiting morons who want to call the world-class bullshitters hateful people, we're not. First off, we love entertainment, and that's why we fucking defend quality entertainment and shit on stupid flash-in-the-pan ideas. It's not a problem to create any new character. Black, white, blue, green. I don't give a shit. You could make anything you want. Make some new alien characters. Make anybody of any color. But Iron Man is Tony Stark. Tony Stark's a white dude. A 15-year-old black chick from I don't even know where she comes from with a fucking stereotypical afro and hoop earrings takes over the role. That's some bullshit. You are the hypocrites. You are the ones who are the ball lickers, all right? We're going to fuck your mothers and watch while you cry like little whiny bitches.
Yeah.
Once we get to Hollywood and find those Miramax fucks who are making the movie, we're going to make them eat our shit. Then shit out our shit and eat their shit that's made up of our shit that we made them all eat. And all you motherfucks are next. Love world-class bullshitters.
Pew!
Just saying.
I made you eat your parents.
So I'm checking our email. There's nothing as usual. Twitter, everyone just likes our last video. So, if you're new to the show, welcome. If you're one of our loyal listeners, thanks for listening to episode 33. As always, this has been World Class Bullshitters, where every Thursday we take a dump on the world of pop culture. You can contact us on Facebook at World Class Bullshitters. We also have a brand new fan page, which our buddies Ronaldo and Timothy are always commenting on. So if you want to get in on the discussion, go to the official World Class Bullshitters Facebook fan group. Nothing is taboo. So if you guys got a gripe about us, bring it up. If you guys got a gripe about Hollywood, and you probably should, bring it up. I respond all the time because I work from home, and I like to waste my time. If Facebook's not your thing, we're Twitter, World Class BS, using the hashtag WCBS. And finally, if you want to write us an old-school email, send us one at worldclassbs@mail.com. The best mail.
.com.
.com.
So, guys, this is episode 33. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to add before it becomes episode 34?
This episode was a lot whiter than normal.
Yeah, it's weird without Dion here. Dion, tell Hillary to only have birthdays on Wednesdays and Fridays from now on, dude. She's not allowed to have a Thursday birthday. Is everyone cool with that rule?
We need to go to the Supreme Court with this?
That was written on the Magna Carta itself. Hillary Watkins shall not have a Thursday birthday.
You shall not have a Thursday birthday.
It should have been written into their prenup.
Well, there's the mistake right there. There is none. Dion, if you listen this far into the episode, we love you.
We do.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, kind of.
All right. I've been your host, Jeff Hicks.
I'm the man with the plan, the original tan baby, baby. Dan Kane.
You stole from me, you bastard. I was going to do that.
Dan, you got a tan?
I went from mayonnaise to tomato.
See, you pizza when you should have French fried. I am Rowdy Loudy, and these are your shorts.
I am the
Yeah.
Dr. Phil. Don't forget to brush your ass. Trump 2016.
You goddamn kike. There I said.